Hello everyone. In this video we will be covering the basics of aiming your firearm. This video will be focusing on a pistol using iron sights, but many of the same concepts apply to other firearms. Again, making sure the firearm is unloaded. For iron sights, the typical setup is the front sight, which is usually a post with a dot, and the rear sight, which is usually a notch with two dots on either side. I'll show you that here. The first thing to focus on is your sight alignment, which just means how the sights look relative to each other. For iron sights, the first thing you want to do is make sure the top of the front sight post matches up with the top of the rear sights. Next, you want to put the front sight post in the middle of the notch, making sure there is an equal amount of light or space between each side. Once you have proper sight alignment, you can move on to sight picture. Sight picture means the way you line up the sights with your target. Most sights are set up so that the top of the front sight post is where the bullet will impact, not where the dot is. This is to allow you to see exactly what you are shooting at, versus using the dot, which would mean that the front sight post would obscure your target. At first, focus on shooting with just your dominant eye open. This will help new shooters because when you shoot with both eyes open, you may see ghost images of either the sights or the target. This happens because our eyes can only focus on one thing at a time, and because of the way our eyes are offset, it causes us to see double of objects that are closer or farther away from what we are focusing on. As you become more comfortable with shooting and ignoring the ghost images, you can begin experimenting with shooting with both eyes open. Along those same lines, because our eyes can only focus on one thing at a time, it is important that we choose the right thing to look at when shooting. In this case, you should always be focusing on the front sight post. This may feel weird at first because it will mean the target becomes slightly blurry, but focusing on the front sight post gives you the best idea of where your bullet will be hitting, and this is the most accurate way to shoot.